We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Your talk, your voice, your show. This is Fox News Talk. Listen, learn, and be a part of the conversation at 877-367-2526.
I was driving my car and I said I had to call because I started to laugh and agree with you wholeheartedly.
With the health insurance issue, we just keep going back to drinking out of the same poisoned well.
This is a classic bait and switch situation.
Speak your mind. Call in live. This is your show on right now. This is Fox News Talk.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi out there. Hi, how are you? I'm great. I'm Kat. I'm here with my friend Sam Roberts of the Jim and Sam Show. Say what up.
What up?
What up? And you can say what up by calling in 877-367-2526 and join the conversation. Sam, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna have a great hour. We're gonna talk about some stuff. How's your day?
It's been great. It's been busy, but it's been fantastic.
What time do you have to get up to do your show in the morning?
Well, the show's not bad because, unlike most morning shows, we don't start until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So most morning shows start at like 6, so you have to get up at an ungodly hour. But you get up at like 5:30.
That's still pretty early.
Yeah. It's not as bad as it could be, though. And then, you do the show from 8 to 11.
Yeah.
Take care of your things. Do what you have to do.
Yeah. And you said you had Roger Stone on today?
Roger Stone was in this morning.
What'd you guys... Well, how did that go?
Well, I mean, it was JFK Day. So it's like having Santa Claus in on Christmas.
Exactly.
It's kind of an amazing... Like, we found out last night, hey, I think we got Roger Stone for tomorrow. And I was like, no, on JFK Day? And he was all... He was really... He thought it was going to happen. He thought we were going to get... Everything out there because he was like, Donald Trump has promised this and he wants to get it out there and everything. So I was pretty shocked this evening when the Donald was like, no, we're gonna hold some of this stuff back. At that point, I was like, Roger Stone was right. LBJ did this. Yeah. He was right.
Yeah, what if there's just one page that says LBJ did it and they're just keeping it secret? I think that's probably, there's just one page. That's all the text on it.
You said there were 30,000 documents. We have 29,999. Yeah. That's.
P.S. LBJ did it.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. I think that's going to be my official stance from now on. It's been a very interesting time in politics, absolutely. And then all of this GOP infighting going on. Jeff Flake just straight up quit. Do you think he really quit for the children like he's saying, or do you think he was sick of being teased?
I think a lot of it has to do with being teased, but it's also, I think the GOP is kind of figuring out sides for where they're going to be in a post-Trump world, theoretically. I think they're a lot of the party is kind of trying to assemble almost like a union, like almost like a rebellion against this boss that they think they're going to be able to rebel against. But the problem is that, like, I don't think the people are going to go like, yeah, let's go with the guy that was teased and quit. Like, let's pick his side.
Exactly. Let's pick his, and then Trump, of course, isn't just saying thank you. All right, bye. He's hitting it back. Let's go. Let's play clip 16.
He would have never won. In fact, even in the primary, he's way down in the primary. So he did the smart thing for himself. This way he can get out somewhat gracefully. But he's saying that because he has nothing else to say. But I do think this. I wish him well. I really believe he's going to do the right thing for the country.
He's a terrible loser.
This is like classic Trump, like campaign Trump.
Yeah.
When he was campaigning, Trump used to do insult sandwiches where he would kind of be nice, then say something very insulting, then be nice again. Yeah. So it's like he just slid the insult in and nobody really noticed it, and it was just being nice. And just there, he's like, when he's talking about bowing out gracefully, that's a direct insult. He's saying that guy's a loser. Yes. And that's why he left. But I wish him all the best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like when you break up with somebody and you have, this huge fight. Like, well, whatever. I hope you're happy. You don't mean it. You don't mean that when you say that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it's going to be really difficult for you to coexist with any other person because you're a codependent monster. But I do hope that you find happiness regardless.
Yeah, exactly. That's how he does. Absolutely. Let's play one. I want to play one more real quick. Let's play clip 15.
He was against me from before he ever knew me. He wrote a book about me before I ever met him, before I ever heard his name. His poll numbers in Arizona are so low that he couldn't win. And I don't blame him for leaving. I think he did the right thing for himself. But if you know, long before he ever knew me, during the campaign, even before the campaign, he came out with this horrible book. And I said, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Hey! Anybody know who this guy is?
Anybody know who this guy is? Yeah, who dis?
Yeah, I think that that a lot of these guys that stuck around thought they were going to kind of be able to manipulate Donald Trump into the system that they had already built. They had this good old boy system worked in place, right? And they had all worked on this for a long time because everybody was networked in. Everybody was politicians. Everybody was part of it. So whoever does become the president is kind of aware of this thing we've been building. And then Donald comes in and they're like, okay, he's not cooperating. But once
he's insulting Rosie O'Donnell in the presidential debates.
Right. But once he gets here, we're going to show him how it really is. We're going to take him behind the back door, show him what's really going on, and he'll fall in line.
No.
And I think slowly but surely they're realizing that he is absolutely not going to fall in line. In fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah. And, do you think that Sarah Huckabee Sanders always says, well, the people elected a fighter. They elected a fighter, and and if they hit him, he's gonna hit back, and he can still get things done. Do you think that this is impacting him being able to get things done, though?
Yeah, I think it is, but I think that people were so averse to the idea of Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. That in order for him to work with people, quote unquote, he would have to go into their system. He would have to change himself and fit in to their structure. They'd say, okay, we have a spot that the president fits in. You have to fit into this spot. And I don't think Donald Trump would ever do that. It's not like he could just lighten up a little bit and then everybody could just get along. Because I think that the people that are quitting now expect Donald Trump to fall in line and do a complete 180. They're looking for the other side of the extreme. They're looking for politics as usual, not a guy like Donald Trump to just be more polite.
No, which is not going to happen. What do you think happens to these people, like Corker and Flake?
Well, I think that this Trump presidency, we're not going to know the full effects until the end of his run.
Right.
But I think that there's a good chance that this could disrupt politics for a really long time.
Yes.
Like, I think that this cycle is going to completely impact the next several cycles and the way that everybody looks at people who are potential candidates. Like, it's not when Mark Cuban is like, yeah, I know I'm doing Shark Tank right now, but then I think I'm going to run for president after Shark Tank. Nobody's going, what is this guy, crazy? They're like,
people are like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah. He's got lots of money? Okay, that could work, actually.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah, that's just what we're doing here now.
So, I think that these guys are they're like dinosaurs. They're kind of fighting upstream to maintain status quo. And regardless of what happens with Trump, regardless of if you like him or don't like him, I think the odds are we're not going back to status quo. And the system is going to be disrupted one way or the other. And these guys that are leaving because they want to come back when they can get it to be, quote unquote, back to normal, I think they're in for a pretty rude awakening. Do
they remember that primary? 17 people. Like, he just took everybody out.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Like, people need to understand this was already written. The election was already written. This was a Bush-Clinton election. They already booked it. It was already finished. It was Bush versus Clinton. And Donald Trump embarrassed Jeb Bush
so bad.
I've never seen a man be publicly embarrassed.
So, I mean, do you think he's okay even now?
No, absolutely.
Sometimes I wonder, Jeb, what are you doing? Because we know what Hillary's doing. She's going out and being like, Jeb's just like tail between his legs. I mean, what do you, low energy, Jeb?
Yeah.
And then that was enough.
That was it.
That was enough. All of his experience, all of his talking points, all of his policies could not beat low energy Jeb, little Marco, and Rand Paul when he was insulting Rand Paul's looks.
Yeah, he was.
And the debate, like these were the debates.
God. I forgot he did that.
He did that.
He insulted his looks, and then as soon as Jeb Bush would start to get fired up, Donald would go, "Oh, finally, that's a little better."
Yeah,
and it would just take all the steam out of everything he said. None of them could do a thing. And people pay attention. That stuff sticks.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a reason why Hillary Clinton didn't win, and it's the same reason why a lot of these Republicans got stomped out in the primaries, and it's because people decided, let's shake everything up.
Yep.
Let's really mess the whole thing up and do something different. And even if people don't like Trump, some people love him, but even if people don't like Trump, nobody is sitting there going like, status quo was great.
Right.
Nobody's saying that.
No, absolutely not. Because people were rolling their eyes at the Bush-Clinton election. Like, what is this? Do we have a dynasty system in this country?
Exactly.
Just like anoint you king or queen? And, you know, but it's just Trump with these debates, and he's making fun of celebrities, and he had that resting bulldog face all the time. You know what I'm talking about? Where just like whenever anyone would talk, just his jowls out, you know? Just
stalking. Hillary Clinton. He was absolutely doing that. And it was amazing. And it was amazing television, and it was amazing to watch, and it was a moment. And, you know, I don't think he's handled everything.
No, certainly not.
As well as he could have handled it. But we have to look at where we're at. And I think we're going to end up dialing it back a little bit. Like we might be able to, the next person that takes that office is going to be somebody that's a little more eloquent, that's a little more easy to digest. But we're not going all the way back.
No, we're certainly not.
It's just not going to happen. And all these guys that think that they're going to be able to preserve this little system that was built in Washington, it's not going to work.
No, and he won't even say, like this whole thing with this Gold Star widow, and he says that she's lying when he said he didn't. She says that he didn't remember her husband's name.
That's not true.
Yeah, and he says that's not true. In the past, what people would have done is say, at the very least, they'll do the "I'm sorry that you're upset."
Right.
It's like the non-apology apology. That's like what all of politics is knowing how to do a good non-apology apology. I've done the non-apology apology to stop like a fight in a relationship.
Right.
Because I'm exhausted by it. He won't do it to a Gold Star widow to stop a fight with the country.
You will never win support with the phrase, "That widow just called me a liar."
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, but in his head, he's kind of like Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Like, in his head, logically, everything makes sense. But on any sort of social level, it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, I get where his logic is. You can understand that.
Right.
But you'd be like, but as a person, wouldn't you just not do that? And he's like, I don't understand.
He said, it's always okay to punch back or whatever he said. Right. Like, is it ever okay? Are you ever going to apologize? Like, well, if people lie about me, I'm going to punch back. It's like, she's in a daze because she just lost her husband.
Well, she lied about me, though.
But she lied about me.
Right.
But did you hear what she said about me? But did you hear what she said about me?
Right. I didn't kill her husband.
Yeah.
Is she saying this about me?
About me?
Yeah.
And it's like, there's nothing like this that we've ever seen, ever.
No.
But people... The non-apology apology, I think a lot of people see through it. People know the difference instinctively between "I'm sorry" and "I'm sorry that you feel that way."
There's no such thing as "I'm sorry that you feel that way," because that's almost just being like, "Oh, that's a bummer that you're sad."
Yeah, it's a bummer that you're sad. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. Call on in and join us. We're having so much fun. 877-367-2526.
Listen, learn, and be a part of the conversation at 877-367-2526. This is Fox News Talk. More next.
Every night we're going to hit the big issues of the day and some surprising notes from all angles. That means Heartland America, you have a champion. Working class Americans, I came from you. And whether you're Republican or Democrat, your voice will be heard. Your values, your patriotism, your straightforward approach to issues, your demand for the truth. We'll have a hearing here on the show.
Watch Laura Ingraham on The Ingraham Angle, premiering October 30th at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on the Fox News Channel.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-611-5153. That's 800-611-5153. 800-611-5153.
Washington, D.C., After Hours, because politics and the news never stop. The conversation is just getting started, and that's why Shannon Bream is now live every weeknight from the Capitol to the White House. What happens in this town never stops impacting you. That's why she's digging into every agenda, issue, and event that could shake up the country. Get the facts, get the expert analysis, and get it all live. Fox News at Night with Shannon Bream, premiering Monday, October 30th on the Fox News Channel.
Can you tell if this burger contains bacteria that could cause kidney failure? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. There's only one way to tell if you've cooked meat and poultry to a bacteria-killing temperature. Use a food thermometer. It's not an extra step or a nice to have. Raw or undercooked meat may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by using a food thermometer every time. Learn more about this and other important information. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is Fox on Justice. Richard Jones lost 17 years of his life, 17 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. It was a case of mistaken identity, an aggravated robbery in Kansas City, Kansas in 1999, a purse snatching in a Walmart parking lot. Jones swore he didn't do it, but he was convicted and sent away. He appealed the conviction, no luck. But then 17 years later, a guy who looks just like him was charged. And in June, Richard Jones was set free.
17 years is done. I can't get that back. So I just got to live my life best as I know how now, and I can't do that if I'm mad at everybody.
Now he has new problems, like finding a job and getting used to the pace of life on the outside.
So fast out here, and so I'm just used to seeing a certain thing every single day and conditioning myself to be a certain way. And so to be out here and living the free life, it's a little bit, like I said, it can get overwhelming sometimes.
With Fox on Justice, Hank Weinblum, Fox News.
Are you losing your hair? Fight back with Avacor, now with Boost, which gives you visibly thicker hair with the first application.
I'm 20 years old and I've been losing my hair for 3 years. I started using Avacor and my hair stopped falling out. It's working.
Well, I'm 72 years old, and I can tell you honestly, I have a fuller, healthier head of hair now than I did when I was 18 years old. Avacor really worked.
Whether you're 20, 72, or any age in between, Avacor works. And Avacor Boost will improve your hair's appearance the same day you receive your order. Call now and find out how you can get 3 months of Avacor free with your order. Call 1-800-727-6004. That's 1-800-727-6004. This is a limited time offer, so call right now. 1-800-727-6004. That's 1-800-727-6004.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fox News Talk. I'm here with Sam Roberts of the Jim and Sam Show. Say what's up.
What's up?
What's up? And you can be here too. You have to just call 877-367-2526. Now, before the break, we were talking about, the old establishment GOP and Jeff Flake versus Trump. And Jeff Flake was asked if he would run in 2020. This is what he said. Let's play clip 14 real quick.
Are you considering running for president in the future?
That is not on my radar screen. That's a long way off.
Well, I mean, 2020 is actually not that long off. I mean, has it crossed your mind?
I'm focused on my work in the Senate. I've got another good 14 months.
It hasn't crossed your mind?
I haven't entertained that thought for very long.
For very long.
You know what would be cool? Oh, I don't want to think about it. But it would be kind of great.
What kind of answer was that?
That was like, he knows he's not going to do it, but he doesn't want to admit how ridiculous that is as an entire premise. That as a premise, it makes no sense that he would ever even consider that. So he doesn't want to admit to that, but he kind of knows that. So he's saying no, but he's trying to say no like a politician who just might do it, even though he knows it would be futile.
Could you imagine what Trump would do to him? If he runs against Trump in 2020. I mean, I can't even imagine Jeff Snowflake from Snowflake, Arizona. He's a cuck.
Yeah.
Just every day.
He'd just say it.
Yeah,
he'd just say cuck.
Yeah. in like a in the Rose Garden.
Yeah. Well, I know that they're telling you not to vote for me and instead vote for Jeff the cuck. But it's like, is he really saying that? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, he's saying it.
He's saying it now. He would crush him as a person.
And just his answer, not just as a candidate, but as a human being, Jeff would be like Jeb, reduced to nothing.
Especially because now Donald Trump considers himself a winner. Like, he's like, I win presidential elections. How dare you? It'd be like if a high school kid jumped on the court with LeBron James, and LeBron was like, it's disrespectful that you would even think that you were in competition with me. That's disrespectful to me. So I'm going to humiliate you now. That's how Donald would feel about him.
But he said, it hasn't really I haven't entertained that thought for very long. I don't know what that. If you ask anyone any question like, "Hey, are you going to go to this party?" I haven't entertained that thought for very long. What are you talking about?
Like, there's potential for it.
Yeah.
Like, I will not rule it out. When I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror and say, President? Maybe? Nah, let me go about my business.
He said not for a long time.
Right.
And like we were talking about earlier, it's just this idea that these people think that maybe this is all going to go away and it's going to be changed. It's not going to go away.
It's not, because even if the man goes away, even if the president it goes away, if he's not Donald Trump anymore, the system, the thinking behind it, the rationale that the people who put him in office have and had isn't going anywhere. Yeah. And I think that even the people who don't like Trump still want something more on the extreme end than what they're used to.
Yeah, they do. And they certainly do. But do you think Trump's going to get I think he's going to get reelected, personally.
It's possible. I mean, I don't see. It would have to become like a total sideshow. You need either somebody that was like super dynamic on the Democrat side that is just like the guy, like, people have been talking about Cory Booker for a long time. He might be able to put up a fight. He's done a lot, but I don't even know if Cory Booker, like Hillary Clinton, was not prepared for that fight.
No,
that was the issue. And Hillary Clinton has been in the game forever.
Yeah,
like if anybody should be prepared for the fight, it's Hillary. It would have to be somebody that fights on a media level. Maybe Eminem.
Trump versus Eminem. I'm calling it right now. And you should call in here. Do you like how I did that? It was so good. I'm getting really good at this. 877-367-2526.
Before most teenagers around the world had a driver's license, he was leading his country. While a lot of kids were sipping sodas, he was providing his people healthy drinking water. While some kids slept until noon, he got up at 4 every morning to pray for peace. And though the Dalai Lama is no longer a child, his works continue to inspire childlike hope. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
This is Fox News Talk.
High blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm gonna keep ticking, but no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave, but unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Computer security threats such as spam, spyware, viruses, and hackers invade your business every day through email, instant messaging, web browsing, and your company's website. With no software to install and no per-user license fees, Barracuda Network's firewalls are easy to set up and affordable. Do what 50,000 other companies have done. Reclaim your network with a Barracuda Networks firewall. For a free evaluation unit, call Barracuda Networks, 888-ANTI-SPAM, 888-ANTI-SPAM, or go online to barracuda.com.
Fox on Faith with Lauren Green.
Do you need religion to be a good person? More than half of Americans say no. A recent Pew survey found that 56% of us believe it's possible to be moral and ethical without religious beliefs. In short, without God. Pastor Stan Mitchell of Grace Point Church in Nashville, Tennessee agrees. He explains, since we're all God's creation, even if we don't acknowledge God, we can still reflect His goodness.
People are created in the image of God. And whatever your theology is concerning a fall or depravity, I think those are only layers on an inherent goodness.
But Pastor Shane Eidelman of Westside Christian Fellowship in California says being good can only be measured against an objective source of ultimate goodness, and that can only be God.
If there's a good, there's an evil. So you have to have God in the equation to properly define good. So it's possible to do good things, but at the same time, you can't divorce what actually is good from God.
For Fox on Faith, Lauren Green, Fox News.
I'm sorry, emergency. This is Monique.
Help me, please. I'm car hit me. We're on my side of the road.
Stop and ask yourself, what would you do if this were you?
Are you injured, ma'am?
Yes, badly. I'm bleeding.
I will be getting the police on the line.
Could you give your exact location?
Sheriff's Department.
Hey, this is Monique calling from OnStar. I have a vehicle crash with airbag deployment off of U.S. Highway 25. She says she's bleeding very badly.
Could you get the help you need in time?
I'm going to conference you with the vehicle.
Are you okay? Oh, please help me. All right, we got help on the way.
Will you get OnStar before or after you need it?
I will remain on the line with you, okay?
The police officer's here.
The police officer's there. Is the ambulance there?
Yes.
We're here whenever you need us.
Choose a vehicle that could help save your life. Choose a vehicle with OnStar. To learn more, visit OnStar.com. OnStar by GM.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fox News Talk. I am Kat Timpf. I'm here with Sam Roberts. Sam, how's it going?
Great, Kat.
Great.
Great.
Great. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm doing all right. I'm very hungry.
Yeah?
I didn't eat dinner before the show today, and I'm like, whoa, food's something you need.
You have to figure out your timing and your pacing.
Yeah.
It's your pacing. Your meal pacing is important. Otherwise, the blood sugar level is going to drop, and you'll be no use to any of us.
I'm bad with meal pace. I either eat like 1,000 calories at once.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm so full, I can't even think about food. So then I come in here, I gorged. I had a ridiculous lunch.
I kind of do the same thing. I had never understood the people with the discipline to eat like, well, I eat like very small meals 7 times a day at intervals of, but no, I just eat a ton when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And then it just sits in my stomach for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually I get hungry again.
Yeah, and then eventually I get starving again, and I do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes 3 times a day, sometimes once a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really bad. It's very bad.
It's really bad. I mean, I don't know. We were talking before the break about how Hillary was not prepared for the fight in the election.
No, she
and
was
she's not. I don't think she's prepared for the fact that it's still going on.
Well, yeah, I was actually. It's one of the things I was talking to Roger Stone about today on the show I do on Sirius. That like, I'm a little perplexed as to why Hillary Clinton made the choice to jump back into public life.
Yeah,
like to jump back into the spotlight at this point. I think that maybe her ego got the best of her, and she thought that because there was so much backlash against Trump, that it must mean that now everybody loves her. When in reality, she's still got her supporters, but everybody that didn't like her before still doesn't like her. And a lot of people that did like her think that she kind of failed. She blew it. Yeah, she blew it. She failed them. All you need, I don't understand, if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, how you can look at that image of election night. Now, forget about the Russia stuff. Forget about the scandals. Forget about all the rumored shadiness that goes on behind the scenes there in Washington that the Clintons are allegedly responsible for. Just what we know. Just the bare basics. The visual of election night. Hillary Clinton loses. The Jacob Javits Center is full of supporters that are in tears.
Tears, crying, just sobbing.
And she splits.
She leaves.
She doesn't even give the concession speech when this entire time, you remember days before that, Donald Trump says, I don't know if I'll concede the election if I lose. I'll probably have to look into it. And everybody goes nuts. Like, what? That's un-American. He can't do that. And Hillary Clinton doesn't concede until a couple days later.
Days later. And she's been very silent on this dossier thing. She hasn't been talking about it. The fact that her campaign actually paid for it and lied about it. And, they're asking, people who are involved in her campaign, did she know? Did she know? She's not saying anything. Meanwhile, you got Trump saying this kind of stuff. Let's play clip number 7.
Well, I think it's very sad what they've done with this dossier. It was made up, and I understand they paid a tremendous amount of money, and Hillary Clinton always denied it, the Democrats always denied it, and now only because it's going to come out in a court case, they said, yes, they did it, they admitted it, and they were embarrassed by it. But I think it's a disgrace. It's just really, it's a very sad commentary on politics in this country.
Sad, disgrace.
I love that he's like a parent who's like, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's exactly how that sounds.
You've let down the country.
It's sad. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
He's making fun of her for paying $6 million for something fake.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, and it's amazing. This whole book comes out explaining the entire election. And she didn't mention this in the book.
No.
It's weird, right?
It's weird.
That's strange.
That's a lot of money to pay for something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody just looked at that, and it was all about just doing, like, pee jokes on Twitter for, like, a couple days. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much all. No one was like, oh. People were just like, ha, 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 and then we all moved on with our lives.
Right.
And $6 million to get something trending on Twitter, it's kind of a lot of money.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, especially when, like, in that election, Trump wasn't spending any money on publicity because every show was just putting him on the air.
It was, can you believe this?
Yeah, look at this guy, huh? He's going to say something wacky again. Okay, thanks for the free plugs.
Yeah, exactly. Just
$6 million.
And people don't care. And this is another reason why I think Trump's going to get reelected. Think of how many times people have said, or maybe even myself included, said to yourself, this is it. This is going to sink him.
Yeah.
The first time I thought that was when he said about the John McCain comment.
Oh, my God.
This is it. He's done. Nope.
Not even close.
The Access Hollywood tapes, I was like, this for sure he's done.
It's so close to the election. How could it not be?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What?
And by Monday, that was a Friday. By Monday, he's throwing shade at Hillary again, being like, "You see what Hillary's doing over here?
Crooked Hillary Clinton. Oh, she lies so much. She lies. People are like, yeah, lock her up, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I've never ever seen anything like it. And I think some people have fun with it. I think that her calling him deplorable, racist. I mean, people do want to attack Trump on everything. I think that where this comes from is people want to attack Trump on every single thing.
Yes.
And they want to attack his supporters on every single thing. How can you support this guy? How do you support this guy? The reason that they support this guy is because it all gets lumped in the same category. The very legitimate criticisms, which there are very legitimate criticisms of this president as a candidate and as a president, but they all get lost in the fact that they're just criticizing him for every single thing.
Right.
It's like everyone's just like a nagging wife, like, all right, whatever, I'll get to it. It just loses its power.
Even those moments when he gives speeches, and he has, that everybody acknowledges, like, yeah, that is what we were looking for. Yeah, that's a presidential speech. You'll go to certain networks or outlets or whatever, and they'll go, well, he was reading off a teleprompter.
Yeah.
As if, like, that's a brand new thing, that presidents haven't read every speech ever off a teleprompter always.
Right.
Well, those probably aren't his words. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Donald Trump invented speechwriter as a profession for presidents. There's never been another person to write speeches for presidents. You're right. I mean, they don't, and it damages the cause entirely when everything is a problem. When you can't come out of your bubble for a second to acknowledge, no, that's not a problem.
Right.
Or, actually, that I do agree with. Yep, he's right. You can't say, like, I'll go, Donald Trump is right about the media and how, unfairly they cover him and how they make things up and lie. Like, yes, that is true. And then he comes out, a couple of months ago with that Trump news video
and I'm
on
like,
Twitter.
oh.
And then I go, you can't disrespect the American press and then go for state press instead, like the state news. That part is bad.
Yeah, the state-run media. Yeah, but the first part was true. Yeah.
Right. So you kind of have to acknowledge both in order to make a point, but a lot of people do not.
It's almost impossible to do that. I mean, people they're saying because they paid for the dossier, that means that Trump's completely innocent on everything Russia. It's like, that's not how it works. Let's play clip number 5.
There was no collusion on my side, I can tell you that. Right. Everybody knew it. But I always said this was an excuse for losing the election put out by the Democrats, and that's what it was. But then when you hear the kind of money they spent, and when you see all of the things about Podesta, and you see all of the relationships that they actually have with Russia, and you see in ours...
You can see both things can be true. There's no more both things can be true. Like, hey, I certainly don't like this uranium situation. I also think it's crazy that Donald Trump Jr. lied so many times about these meetings.
Yeah.
And that he replied to an email like, hey, do you want to work with the Russian government to take down? Yes! His reply was yes! I mean, yes! And then, that he didn't, I believe that he obviously told Trump, his dad.
And I think that it is tough nowadays on either side to be able to look at anything truly skeptically or with an even keel. Like, you can't judge situations for situations. You have to declare your allegiance now, before we start the conversation. And then that way, once these examples come up, it's already predetermined how you're going to feel about them.
Yeah.
Do you support Trump? Or do you not support Trump?
Yeah.
Now, whatever comes up, you've already picked your side. So whatever comes up, we'll just figure out how to justify or, not justify it.
Yeah, and he has done some crazy stuff. I mean, remember the paper towels?
Throwing paper
towels.
That is a crazy look. You have to admit that his level of diplomacy is just not good. He's sitting there, like, cracking jokes at the press conference in Puerto Rico.
And then his defense of it, let me read his defense.
Okay.
They had these beautiful soft towels. Very good towels. And I came in and there was a crowd of a lot of people, big crowd, and they were screaming and they were loving everything. Not that they were loving everything. I was having fun. They were having fun. They said, throw him to me. Throw him to me, Mr. President. I mean, that's a real thing.
Right.
That's a real thing that happened. The towels were beautiful, and they were loving everything.
At no point in that trip, it was as if he had won a trip to Puerto Rico on a game show and it was a vacation. At no point on the trip was there any sort of moment of like, wow, this was a terrible thing. This island has been devastated.
Yeah.
And I don't care about who's running what or whose fault anything is. Like, look at these people that were devastated by a natural disaster. Let me show some empathy for the people. That never came. Instead, it was like, it's bad what happened here. But you guys remember Katrina, right? That was actually bad.
That was actually bad.
That was much worse than this.
Also, I've never thought about the devastation of a hurricane. The first thing that comes to mind is, do they have enough paper towels?
Yeah. And I don't mean the garbage, one-ply, 99-cent store paper towel. I mean the beautiful
soft towels.
Paper towels.
And
throw one to me, Mr. President. Throw one to me. I've forgotten all my woes because you're here chucking paper towels out of a T-shirt gun.
Yeah, I mean, but his supporters, I mean, the people, everyone that calls in the show, they say, yeah, well, whatever. But I don't care. They just don't care.
Right.
Because I feel like they've been sick. I think the PC culture has a lot to do with it. They're sick of being called racist. They're sick of it. They're like, well, yeah, we threw some paper towels. Nobody died. Nobody died because of the paper towels. So
that's a huge one. When people say that Trump supporters are racist or rednecks or what, you know what I mean? Lump them all into one category. There's a lot of people who don't love Trump, but hate being called racist because they don't like Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Like, I don't really like what Hillary Clinton's doing. Oh, what are you, one of those racists? What?
Yeah.
Well, screw...
Sexist.
Yeah.
You're a sexist.
Well, screw you. I'm voting for the other guy now because at least he's sitting there saying I'm not a racist. You're sitting there saying I am a racist. I'm going to vote for not a racist. Thanks.
He said, so the next day they said, oh, it was so disrespectful to the people. It was just a made-up thing. And also, when I walked in, the cheering was incredible.
It was. It's like nothing you'd ever heard before.
And also, when I walked into this disaster site, they were cheering for me.
Right.
I mean, unbelievable. But, I mean, I've got to admit that kind of self-image I would enjoy for myself.
Like, if it were legitimate that you had that level of confidence and ego that you wake up in the morning like, wow, I'm the greatest. Everybody loves me. This is amazing. Just so, but out of touch with reality. You'd be okay with that?
Yeah, because I'm like a narcissist right now in the opposite way, where I'm obsessed with myself, but I'm more like, everyone hates me.
Why do I suck so much?
Like instead of a verbal pause of like, or I'm like, do you hate me? My last words will definitely be, are you mad at me?
Right.
100%.
That's terrible. That's really annoying.
And it's really annoying, and I keep being told it's annoying, and that it's actually the reason people do get mad at me, but I can't stop. I have knee-jerk, are you mad at me?
So like after the show today, you'll be hanging out with like a friend or whatever, and they'll go, oh, who was on the show? And you'll be like, oh, I had my friend Sam Roberts on, but I don't know. He didn't seem like he had that good a time. I think he hates me.
Yeah. I'll just be more like, oh, are you mad at me because you weren't on? Did you want to be on the show? Because I'm sorry. I think that you're great. Are you mad?
Kat, I'm your mailman. I have no business being on your radio show.
When I waited tables, I was a terrible waitress because, well, first of all, because I forgot everything. And then rather than correcting the problem immediately, the first thing I would say is, are you mad at me?
It's like,
if I forget the ranch, I'll be like, do you hate me now? It's like, this isn't a relationship.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I don't like you or not. What matters is I don't have my sauce.
Right. What am I going to dip in?
I poured an entire bottle of wine on an old lady once.
Yeah.
And rather than rush to get towels, I said, oh my God, do you hate me?
Because you just need acceptance.
I just need you.
So bad. Just tell me you don't.
I will never see this woman again.
Right.
She will never see me again.
It would be irrational for her to hate you because that would be such a strong emotional response. I would be mad if somebody spilled wine on me, but I wouldn't hate them because I wouldn't care about them. I don't know them.
And we'll never see each other again.
Right.
All right, we have to take a quick break. Please come back. And I hope you don't hate me and you won't come back. Call in unless you hate me. 877-367-2526.
This is Fox News Talk, powered by the most trusted name in news, Fox News. More next.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-759-0158 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-759-0158. Again, that's 800-759-0158.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventors information, call 1-800-359-7341. That's 1-800-359-7341. Again, 1-800-359-7341.
Fox News Talk presents
Political Pop.
Steppenwolf was one of the 60s biggest psychedelic hard rock bands. In fact, the term heavy metal was actually coined from the lyrics of Born to Be Wild. But it was John Kay and Company's 1969 release of Monster that propelled them into the world of political pop. Monster seems to become more relevant as time and generations go by.
Music with a meaning
that made a difference.
From Fox News Talk.
If you're a business owner, whether you own a small shop or a huge corporation, when it comes to building a new facility, the process can seem overwhelming. If you're concerned with getting the building you need on a limited budget, call Anthem Steel for a pre-engineered steel building. Anthem has the high-quality solution for almost any size you need. Look around. You'll see more businesses, churches, schools are using steel buildings to save time and money. Right now, you can buy a 60 by 200 foot building for under $90,000 from Anthem Steel. Buy a 40 by 60 for under $20,000. Call toll-free 866-83-BUILD. That's right, a 60 by 200 foot building for under $90,000. A 40 by 60 for under $20,000. Anthem makes it easy to get the building you need at the right price, and all you need is a small deposit to get started. For a church or gymnasium, call 866-83-BUILD. For manufacturing or warehousing, that's 866-83-BUILD. If you need to build, call Anthem Steel today.
My voice a little bit. Hi, welcome back to Fox News Talk. Kat Timpf here with Sam Roberts for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, that's right. We're the last professional broadcaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yours truly.
Yeah, you really are.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, what do I do for the last 2 minutes? What do you want what is there to talk about in 2 minutes?
Well, we could talk about there's tons of hot button issues. You could just kind of You can talk about your experience of the last 3 days, right? Doing the show here.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice.
It has
had
been
a good
great.
time.
I bet you've gotten to feel what that seat feels like. You've gotten to meet some of the people out there on the phones.
On the phones, yeah.
Do you have any favorite parts?
It's interesting to meet the people on the phone.
It's great, isn't it?
It's great. I wish everybody would call me all the time from the phones.
Well, yeah, because it reminds you that they don't hate you.
They don't hate me.
Like, they want to talk to you. That's nice.
Some of the commenters do hate me, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I guess it does sort of bother me when strangers hate me, but not as much as... My head is so concerned that the people that I know hate me.
I see.
That there's just not much room for the strangers. It's not that the impulse isn't there.
Yeah. Plus, it's like, if the people that you know hate you, it's like, yeah, of course you strangers hate me. I didn't even, like, it doesn't even bother me because it was a given already. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad. Who do you have on tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Dennis Quaid coming in tomorrow.
Amazing.
Yes.
Doesn't he have a band?
Yeah, he does have a band.
I just heard that today, that he's got a band.
He's got a band. He's got kind of a crazy brother. He was in this movie called Everybody's All American, I think is what it's called. It was on a movie channel once, and Jessica Lynch is in it. And it's really an odd movie, and it's got no climax whatsoever, and it's long.
Oh, Kennedy texted me back. Don't worry, she doesn't hate me.
Okay, good.
No, I'm just kidding.
Good.
So that's great. That's great. And promote yourself.
Well, my name's Sam Roberts. I'm a co-host. I'm the last professional broadcaster.
Yes, true.
I'm a co-host on the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show every morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern on Sirius XM channel 103. And if you're a wrestling fan, you can get me on Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast over on iTunes and everything.
That was great. That's amazing. That's Dennis Quaid. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I just learned so much about that man that I never knew.
Everything's coming up, Dennis Quaid.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. You're all wonderful people, and I miss you all already. Goodbye.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm gonna keep ticking, but no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy food?